Nothing much to say. Good morning, Dr. Sesame. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm great, thank you. Happy birthday, Opoku. How are you?
Thank you. I feel really good, I just can't believe the overwhelming love and support and birthday wishes I'm receiving from all over the world, and it's just making my head this big.
I can imagine. Well, you deserve it. So, I
Thank
mean,
you.
yeah, no, I hope it's going to be an amazing day. Happy birthday to you, Opoku.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the beautiful text that you sent earlier on.
No, you're welcome.
Yourself, your husband, and your three amazing children. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
No,
I'm
you're
gonna make sure
welcome.
that I enjoy it. I'm gonna have some nice curry, I'm gonna get some spicy light stuff and make myself some nice curry.
Oh,
Thank
that'll
you.
be lovely. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. And yeah, I would have sang happy birthday if I had the singing voice. Happy birthday to you. Happy
Yes,
birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Poku. Happy birthday to you.
thank you. Oh, you got good singing voice, my voice teacher used to tell me, my old voice teacher, late voice, he used to say to me, well, everybody's got a great voice. It's the hearing that's the problem.
Oh,
But
really? Oh,
you
that's
sing well,
interesting.
but you hear. And I believe it. Anyway, it's kind of dark this morning.
It is. It does feel like it. Even the screen, I've got all the lights on, but the screen seems quite dark.
Yeah,
But
that's
hopefully
right.
the weather will pick up. Are you doing anything nice today?
I haven't thought about anything really. Probably just stay with the family. Everybody's here.
I'm sure they have something planned for you. Lots of celebrations, calls,
Yeah,
and
some people they won't tell you. They won't let you know. They just do. Well, hey, whatever comes my way, I'll take it.
amazing.
I'll make
Well, it's
sure
happy
that
birthday to you. And there's another friend of ours, Akino Fukushima. It's her birthday. So the
okay.
kids are going to call her later, and they'll probably call you as well later and wish you. So yeah, hope you have a lovely
Thank
day.
you.
Happy
Thank you
birthday to
very much.
Akino as well, Fukushima
And you
in
have a
London.
birthday wherever you are. You're London, yeah. Okay,
Yeah, in
fantastic.
London.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, that's the thing that I wanted to talk to you about. The first thing I wanted to talk about is that article in the news about being fully vaccinated. I
Yeah.
want to ask you, how does that work and what does that mean? It says that being fully vaccinated against, obviously, COVID-19 not only cuts the risk of catching it, but also of an infection turning into long COVID.
Yeah.
This research was done by the King's College in London, and it shows that in the minority of people who get COVID despite two jabs, the odds of developing symptoms lasting longer than 4 weeks are cut by 50%, and this
Yeah.
is compared with people who are not vaccinated. Can you explain or expand a bit for us?
Well, I think that's what they're saying is the statistics in terms of those that have been double vaccinated and then also long COVID symptoms. So they're saying that the chances are sort of halved if you have been double vaccinated. So it halves the likelihood that anyone will develop long COVID. So that means adults who have been double vaccinated, obviously their chances would be less. And this is from the research. Obviously, King's College London has been, in the forefront with research. And they're saying that being admitted to hospital with the virus was 73% less likely, and the chances of severe symptoms were reduced by almost a third in fully vaccinated. So it means obviously the symptoms are less, and therefore the chances of getting long COVID are less. So they analyzed about 2 million people logging their symptoms, tests, and vaccine status on UK Zoe COVID symptom study app between December 2020 and July 4th this year. So about 6,000 people tested positive for the COVID vaccine, for COVID, sorry, at least 14 days after the first vaccine and before the second, while 2,300 reported testing positive at least 7 days before the second. The most common symptoms were like loss of smell, cough, fever, headaches, fatigue, And they said that these were obviously then those who had both the vaccines were less chance of getting long COVID was halved. People 60 and over who had both doses were also had no symptoms than those without the jab. And the research was published in the Lancet, and they found that so the odds of having the infection and symptoms post COVID vaccination, infection were halved by taking both doses. So this result suggests that the risk of long COVID is reduced in individuals who have received both vaccines. So yeah, so that makes sense, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. But even though there's a possibility, a very slim possibility of double vaccinated people still catching COVID-19.
Yes.
Chance. But what they're trying to say that even if you catch it, your chances of having long COVID
Yeah.
is hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it not only does it prevent the vaccine prevent you from catching this, but if you do catch it, then you're safer. I mean, let me just use that word. You're safer than someone who hasn't had any jabs before.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so I think that's what they're saying. And so there's another article which caught my eyes about the third COVID jab.
Haven't seen that.
Yeah, so they say 500,000 people in the UK who have been severely weakened immune systems are to be offered third shots of COVID vaccine in an effort to improve their protection against the disease. So it's so this is from the JCVI, which is a Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunization, and they say people with severely weakened immune systems will need to get this vaccine. So it will be a certain group of people who is eligible is those people who are 12 and over, who have leukemia, aggressive lymphomas, immunosuppression due to HIV and AIDS, those who have stem cell transplant and who have recent immunosuppressive therapies. So obviously people that are more immune compromised will be offered a third jab. So this is just to protect them. And we know that they could be, I mean, we've had the first, second, third wave of the virus. Come December, we'd have people are talking about a fourth wave. So I think this is good planning and good strategy in terms of obviously if it's evidence based that they feel that people with weakened immune system that they would benefit from this, they would be offering it.
If a person is going to have a third jab, obviously because of their weak immune system and all that, what's it going to be like? Are they going to have the same kind of vaccine they had with the first two, or do you know anything about that?
No, they haven't said anything about what the type of vaccine that it's going to be. I mean, I can find out more information, but they say a small number of studies have shown that third doses of COVID not saying which vaccine. So they're saying that the decision comes from there's been studies on the mRNA vaccines, namely the Pfizer, BioNTech, Moderna, and all these have shown good responses. So they say that so it'll be the same. It's the same vaccine or the NIH Moderna vaccine. So it's a Pfizer, the Moderna, and NIH vaccine. So that's a good question, actually. So, which vaccine are they going to give? So I think they're just going to give them another dose. So it'll be like the same thing, but then a booster dose. It's like, when we were young, we got immunizations for measles, mumps, rubella, or DPT, diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus. So we had different booster doses. So it's similar to that. So it's because obviously when you get the vaccine, it's creating that immune response and that protection and the antibodies. So this is exactly what it's going to do then. If someone's immunocompromised, if they've had the first two and they feel that obviously the evidence shows that it can help to get a third dose, so that's what they'll be doing. Which is, I mean, it's good decision. I mean, as I've said, they said that they've actually I mean, anything that they're going to obviously give anyone will be evidence based. So it won't be something that is just, without any evidence. So they obviously have evidence and statistics that they've given third doses and it has benefited these people, and which is good in a way, because I think people that are immunocompromised, because we know, and the studies already we've heard is that people, those who have had first or second, have still become infected. And so then the chances, for someone who's more immune compromised, so that makes them more vulnerable to get COVID, and susceptible to getting these infections. If they received a third dose, a booster dose, that would help. So I think that is good news for people that obviously are in that bracket. And I mean, a lot of people will fall in that category of having immunosuppression. So for so many different reasons, whether it's HIV/AIDS, whether it's lymphoma, or other people on cancer treatments that cause immunosuppression. So people with other immunosuppression disorders. So it's a lot of people. Yeah. So I think that's good news. Yeah. So in terms of the numbers, I just wanted to say that, I mean, I think yesterday what caught my eye, we didn't have a show yesterday, but what caught my eye was that there was over 200 people in the UK that have died, and this has been the first time since the 9th of March. So I think it was 207 people.
But yeah, we will come to that when we go to the numbers. But let's do this. Let's go to this a bit of politics on. Well, when I say politics, it's not like proper politics, but the fact that the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, is urging governments to tackle the huge disparity in access to COVID vaccines worldwide. He reiterated the fact that even though, or while more than a third of the global population has received at least one dose of the vaccine, less than 2% of people in the developing world have received the jab, and many healthcare workers remain unvaccinated. So there's a huge disparity here. And the suggestion is that, and I think that's right, and rightly so, is that if we all don't get jabbed, then we'll still keep infecting each other. What's your say on this?
Yes, I think that's right. I mean, obviously urging people to get the vaccine. So I think what Prince Harry is saying is that people who, obviously there was a lot of fear and obviously hesitancy around the vaccine. So there was a group of people that obviously were for the vaccine, a group of people that obviously were against it, and there's still a group that is against it. So I think he's urging governments to do more to vaccinate poorer countries, warning until every community can access the vaccine and until every community is connected to trustworthy information about the vaccine, then we are all at risk. And I think that just beautifully sums it up, because if we look at Africa as well, like we've had our second doses quite some time ago. My sister only had her second dose. My twin sister only had hers on Saturday. So, obviously the African countries, certain places, I mean, Ghana's done brilliantly, as we've heard from you.
I was going to say that Ghana is slightly different. The
Yeah.
reason is, I know relatives who had their second dose before I had mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and apart from that, the other day I was having a chat with a friend, and he was saying to me that, well, each to his own. I mean, if the UK can afford doses of the vaccine for everybody in this country, and there's even some left. If there's some left, then they can decide to give it to poorer countries. That every country has to fight for their own, buy their own vaccines, and all that. And my argument with him was that, well, that could well be the case, but don't forget that people travel, people get together from richer countries to poorer countries, from poorer countries to richer countries. And if you vaccinated your whole population, and there's another part of the world that's not vaccinated, you're sure to get infected again. So there has to be, and I agree with Prince Harry, that disparity has to be broken, and that bridge has to be.
Yes.
Sort of, yeah.
Yes, I think it's important, and I think That's what I love about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. I mean, Prince Harry, like Diana, were always for underdeveloped countries, always doing charity work, and I think in COVID is not going away. We've been with it for over a year and a half, going on 2 years, and I think it's important that he's raising this because, whilst we've been able and we've been fortunate to have the vaccine, there are countries that don't have the vaccine, and they say less than 2% of people in the developing world have received a single dose at this point. So
Yes.
that's very, very less. And many of the healthcare workers are still not vaccinated, which is a worry. We cannot move forward together unless we address this imbalance at one. At the same time, families around the world are being overwhelmed by masses of misinformation across news media and social media, where those who peddle in lies and fear are creating vaccine hesitancy, which in turn leads to divided communities and eroding trust. This is a system we need to break if we are to overcome COVID-19 and the risk of new variants. Yeah, so I mean, that's amazing. So he gave the award to he presented the award to Professor Dame Sarah Gilbert and Professor Catherine Green, who were the team behind the AstraZeneca and the Oxford vaccine at the GQ Awards in London, and that was on Wednesday. So, yeah, I mean, I absolutely love what Prince Harry is saying, and someone needs to talk about it because I think what has happened is that each country has just gone on with giving vaccines and everyone just getting their dosages and then distributing it in their country. But who's talking about the countries that have not received vaccines or don't have the finances? And there is a disparity. I mean, as we've seen, like I've just explained to you, people in Africa have only just getting their second doses. Some people haven't even had their first doses. So there is definitely a divide, and yeah, we should, those that are more fortunate should talk up. So I'm really grateful to Prince Harry for raising these views.
Right, okay, let's quickly, before we do the numbers, well, we're 17 minutes in the program, and we've got a bit of time this time around. Let's talk about the travel industry with vis-a-vis the COVID situation.
Yeah.
Some countries have been moved into the red, and some have been moved from amber into green. And there's a bit of controversy there when people are saying that some of the countries, there's a lot of the infection is quite high there. Why have they been moved into green and all that? Do you have any information on?
Yeah. So there's seven new places, new countries go green. So people traveling to the UK from Canada. So yeah, so places, people traveling to the UK from Canada and Denmark do not need to isolate as the UK's latest travel rules come into force. So Finland, Switzerland, the Azores, Liechtenstein, and Lithuania are also on the green list. So those are the countries. And travelers from newly red listed Thailand and Montenegro now need to isolate. So they've gone on the red list. And all arrivals must take at least one COVID. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, that's where it's a bit controversial because Thailand, they're not that high on the list, are they?
Yeah, no, they're not.
So the question is why Thailand, for example, when there are countries in the amber and green that are higher up the scale, for the lack of a better word, than Thailand.
Yeah.
How does this work? How do they calculate these things?
I have no idea. I think they're going by what the latest information, people that have been vaccinated. They're using lots of different parameters to decide about the red, green, and the amber list. So I think it's to do with the travel industry as well as what's happening in each country. Because I mean, how come they've now changed Finland, Switzerland, Azores, Liechtenstein, and Lithuania, and then now put Thailand and Montenegro on the red list. So I think it's just it's to do with
I'm trying to think. USA is number one.
Yeah.
They're not on the red list, are they?
I think they're saying USA now. It seems that USA, there's a concern because the numbers are rising.
Yeah. But I don't think. I don't. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe we should Google and see if USA is on the red list.
Yeah.
What I know is that the US they're being strict on British travelers, travelers from the UK.
Yeah. I think what they're saying is who decides if a country is green, amber, or red? All countries go on the amber list unless there's evidence that they should be on the green or red list. So ministers base their decision on advice from the Joint Biosecurity Center, which looks at the COVID situation in each country. The lists are reviewed every 3 weeks, and the system is similar for England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So they're obviously going through the different countries. So red list countries are those the UK government say present the highest risk for COVID, and except in most extreme circumstances, dozens of countries are on the red list, including Pakistan, Turkey, Brazil, and South Africa. If you've been to one of them in the last 10 days, you can enter the UK if you're a UK or Irish national or UK resident. And you must take a COVID test. You must complete a passenger locator and self isolate for 10 days in a government approved hotel, quarantine hotel, paid in book. So the rates for 10 days, £2,285, additional adult 12 and over 1,430, and children 5 to 11, £325. So that's quite a lot. So if you're coming from,
It's really ridiculous. I mean, why would I want to pay 2,000 over £2,000 just to stay in a company? If they were going to, if I come back from say South Africa, for example, or Pakistan, and I'm going to be put in a hotel somewhere in Congo and have a holiday at the same time. Yeah, that's why.
I know.
If you're just going to be put somewhere in London or Reading or something, just stay there and not do nothing, just stay in the room. But then I won't travel. And that's seriously affecting the travel industry today.
Yeah. So yeah, so I mean, obviously that's quite a lot, isn't it? That if you're coming from a red or um, country, so yeah, so I mean so what countries? Well, the rules for green list is so nobody has to self isolate after visiting countries on the green list. You just need to take a COVID test before departure and proof of a negative result. Book a test a day or two after you return and complete a locative form. So you only need to self isolate if your day 2 test is positive and you develop symptoms. Yeah, so that's what it is. And those on the amber list, so most of the countries on the amber list, adults that are fully vaccinated in the UK, the US, and European don't have to self isolate when they come back. COVID test is needed within
I
3.
really need to speak to somebody about this, because I just can't get that. You're like, I'm like you. Can't understand how this thing is calculated at all. I'm looking at the list here. I'm seeing Lithuania
Yeah.
at 76. Okay. With total deaths of 4,569 and total cases 299,532. And then I go, and they are on they've been moved onto the green list. Okay. Now I go down and I see, let's just take a country like say Senegal. Okay. Senegal is 114 with a total case of 72,000 and total deaths 1,774. They are on the ambulance.
Yeah.
You understand? So
yeah. How do they calculate it? Yeah. I think what they're saying is they're looking at the COVID situation. It's all to do with the travel industry as well. You know, they put a lot of different.
There's a bit of economics playing out here as well, where there's a bit of money and holiday destination.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Like, it's to do with the travel industry. You know, bottom line, that's what it's going to boil down to. So yeah, and yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what how it changes. But definitely, I know South Africa, you cannot go.
I say that I'm happy for my neighbors. They're from Lithuania, and
Oh,
they travel back home, quite often, and it's good to know that when they come back, they won't have to self-isolate. That's great news. Anyway,
yeah.
5 more minutes to go. Dr. Session, can you believe it?
I can't. So we'll do the Waldometer, yeah, we'll just go into the Waldometer. Just give me a second, and check the results, and the figures, which which has been there. So I think what what I wanted to say is obviously, in terms of the COVID, in the UK we have seen high numbers. Um, so it has been quite high. So yeah, we'll go into the different countries. Yeah. So in terms of the world, we've got the coronavirus cases. So as of today, the 2nd of September, Opoku's birthday, and we imagine we started on the 2nd of February 2020, and it's the 2nd of September.
Which happens to be the date for my wedding anniversary.
Oh yes, I remember. Yeah. And
Okay.
so yeah, so 2nd of September, we still reporting on this. So coronavirus cases, 219,287,475 positive cases. Total deaths, 4,545,523, and total recovered, 196,076,745. And top 5 countries remain the same. So yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I was just going to. Yeah, and we did predict that, didn't we? So USA is number one with 40,330,712, with 659,927 deaths. India number two with 32,857,937 positive cases. And they seem to have been increased in India with 1,074 and 439,559 deaths. Brazil number three with 20,804,205 positive cases with 581,228 deaths. Russia number four with 6,937,333 positive cases with 184,014 deaths. And UK is number five. They were number six and now they moved to number five. I did say that. I did say UK was going to move. And that is really quick.
Be careful of your predictions.
I know, but that is so quick. They've moved up. 6,825,074 positive cases with 132,742. And France is now number six with 6,783,329 with 114,577. So South Africa is still quite low down, number 17, but the numbers are also increasing, 2,787,203 with 82,496. And Ghana is 104 with 119,436 positive cases with 1,036 deaths. So they've done really well. And then in terms of the UK, just going into the UK, we've got the last 24 hours, which I've been quite concerned about, to be honest, because I check the figures. Even if we don't do the radio, I still check the figures, so I'm up to date, because I know we're going to discuss it. Yeah, 35,693 new cases with 207 deaths. So that's... Yeah, so that jumped up from the 31st of August. So that's the figures of yesterday, and as of today, the 2nd, 1st and 2nd. So 31st August was 32,140 new cases with 50 new deaths. So it's gone up by 150 deaths. And what they're saying is, I think going back to school is going to be a big test.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a big test for everyone. And as we've heard, we've seen more and more young children getting infected. I've heard of quite a few, like colleagues and friends and people that we know from different places. The young kids, like so my kids' age from 12 or upwards, are getting infected, testing positive, and being symptomatic.
Anyway.
So, and that's now still in the holiday, and school start next week. So it's going to be a
When winter comes, I don't know what's going to happen. Anyway.
Yeah. So we'll have to. I think we still need to keep safe. Maintain social distancing if we can. Wear mask. Take our own precautions if we need to, and self-isolate if we develop any symptoms. And I think I do urge people to still take it serious and, take precautions because it is important to keep yourself safe, your loved ones, and everyone else. Let's spread the love and not the virus. And yes, happy birthday again, Opoku. Have a fantastic, fantastic birthday.
Thanks for that beautiful happy birthday song.
Oh, no, you're welcome. And hopefully we'll see you soon and, to drop you off something nice for your birthday. And I'll let you know when I'm coming up. And thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Happy birthday again.
Bye. Bye now. Thank you.
Okay, bye.